Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's the Sons of Mort Throcken. We are
Jay.
And I'm M, and we're here to give you an overview of Season 7, Episode 3, and then we are going to follow up at a later time this week with some more specialized topics, but a quick rundown of what happened and some insight into how we see it.
Okay, Episode 3, great episode.
Truly a great episode. Lots of trickery, lots of treachery. It was a happening time.
So we start with Jon meeting Tyrion, coming in with his boats. Tyrion's got the Dothraki guard with him.
Yeah.
And they immediately disarm Jon and Davos. They start heading up, and in comes the first encounter with a huge-ass dragon.
Oh.
Jon falls to his face.
What else would you do, right? It'd be like some backwoods, tribal person getting strafed by a Cessna, right? It would be a shit your pants scenario. What I also really liked in that scenario was how Jon and Tyrion really kind of didn't miss a beat.
Yeah,
right?
No, they were right back to where they left off. So there's two really good scenes with them. If you remember Season 1, I think it's Episode 1, when they come the night of the big dinner feast, dancing, and Jon is outside hacking on with his sword.
Oh, yeah, and he kind of gives him a pep talk.
Yeah, and Tyrion comes out, and that's when he says the line, all dwarfs are bastards in their father's eyes.
That's right.
We have more in common. Then the second meeting is when they're on the top of the wall, and Tyrion's peeing off the top of the wall. So, yeah, they don't really miss a beat. Tyrion, good one-liner.
With the brooding challenge?
Well, no, that's later. But immediately, right at the beginning, they fall down for the dragons, and he says something to the effect of, you don't ever really get used to them.
Yeah, no.
Or something. You get used to it. Not really. So that was good. Next, introduction to Daenerys. Jon and Daenerys meet. What'd you think?
I thought that the setting was great. I thought everybody that was present was necessary. Tyrion played a great part. Davos played a great part. I appreciated Davos's... You could tell that he was intentionally limiting himself in the course of the scene, and then he finally cut loose and was like, he took a knife to the heart. Jesus, woman, listen to him. But you could tell that...
But then he pulls back on that.
But then he pulls back on that because Jon Snow gives him the bro chill on that look.
The not yet.
Yeah, go ahead, mellow out, Chiquita Banana.
Well, and it was good, the introduction of the 13 titles of Daenerys.
What a chore.
Followed by Davos with the very deadpan, this is Jon
Snow,
King of the North.
Yeah.
And I like that. I thought for a moment Jon was going to buckle under pressure because he's kind of, eyeing the room, looking around the corners, not making eye contact like the bastard boy in trouble.
Yeah.
And he holds firm. It was good.
His whole posture the whole time was slightly tilted away from directly acknowledging Daenerys.
Well, and I think it's out of some matter of frustration that everyone's still so concerned about fighting over the Iron Throne. And he's seen the big picture.
So bad.
He's seen the big picture of it doesn't matter. We are all going to be popsicles if we don't get this shit on lock.
I thought they might have done it on purpose, but I felt like Dany was a little bit overcooked in that sequence of events. But of course, at this point in time, she's had a pretty high success rate. She's been on a nonstop hit parade. She's probably expecting people to crumble before her. And she's been shown a lot of deference. And so Jon Snow's, I ain't a part of this bullshit, probably pissed her off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they had the oh shit interruption, right? Or is that...
Oh, yeah. Varys comes running in and they have to go to their rooms, be excused so the Varys can essentially say Tyrion's plan didn't work. Varys and Melisandre talking on the top of the cliff. The weird little exchange of, hey, you're the one who came here and introduced Jon Snow before they came. How come you're not down there talking to him? Which... she doesn't then explain because they'd probably kill me. And then she has that weird little statement between her and Varys that is something to the effect of...
If we made a death pact, you and me, we're lovers.
We're both coming back here
Don't
dying
fear
together.
the Reaper.
Yeah, I looked in the flames, I saw your shriveled penis, and you're going to die here, and you've got a bigger purpose, and it's not what was cut off.
And he seemed really shocked by it, like he knew what this
I
bitch
feel
was
like
all about.
most of this season and part of last season, there's been a lot more of the Varys, what the hell is going on face, which he used to be the counterpart to Littlefinger in knowing everything and organizing everything. and he's had a lot more shock and consternation on his face
Yes.
than before. So, okay, next, Jon, based on Tyrion's mediation, Jon and Dany come to a point of agreement on, okay, you can have the dragon glass. I think it's worthless. I don't want it anyway. And Jon thinks, great, we're making some headway, right?
Yeah.
There's some conciliatory discussion there. Also, probably worth mentioning, after Varys comes in and says, Euron just smashed the fleet that was headed down to bring the Dornish army up. She wants to go dragon hunting of Euron.
Oh, that's such a dumb idea. Like, she really does think that she's invincible. It's so aggravating to me.
Well, I think that's because for a while she was, right?
But I mean, she was right there when Drogon was in the fighting pit and was getting impaled with 100 spears. That almost took him out. How is that not a presence in her head? That there's a distinct possibility of failure from a bunch of dudes in a circle throwing wooden sticks at the goddamn dragon.
He's big, he flies, he breathes fire, their boats are made of wood.
I can't lose, it's my destiny.
So, that'll be interesting. Next.
Sam heals Lord Friendzone, which was awesome. I thought they handled that scene fantastically well, and I love seeing Slughorn from Harry Potter there overseeing the whole venture. I love the stick prodding, that was their technique for assessing how progressed your...
using his back scratcher. For...
You're good, poke. I thought that was handled tastefully, and I think that we're in for a surprise, or at least the quote-unquote punishment of rewriting those books those are going to be the White Walker manuscripts, because it would fit those are rotting books, and so I think that's the surprise that we've got in store that Slughorn passed off. He's also going to learn how to make Horcruxes.
I also thought it was interesting, how did you know how to perform this right? Many maesters have tried, and many have failed. I read the directions, and I followed them.
My wife asked me the same question when I succeeded cooking.
Yeah, so I liked that overall. Thought that was a good scene. I like Jorah. I'm glad he was healed.
Yeah.
I think he's played an interesting role in most of the events. It'll be interesting to see what he goes back to. I still think he's a sacrifice character. So yeah, Sam, good as always. Slughorn, I don't think he was really that mad. I think deep down he had some amount of pride.
Yeah, he was
really
impressed. The risk was high, but the yield was great.
Okay, the delivery of the gift. Euron.
Oh my god! Quote of the episode. Does she like a thumb in the bum or a finger in the bum?
Everything about starting from the march in, he's got this grin on his face like it's Christmas Day and he's in the Disneyland parade and just pulling Yara along behind him. Everyone's cheering. Then he rides the horse right into the throne room. Taunts Jaime the entire time.
Fantastically taunts Jaime.
And Cersei's response to him, I'm surprised it pacified him. You'll get what you want.
Yeah.
I thought that was weak.
Yeah, it didn't come across that as firmly or as beneficial. I thought it might actually hit the gas on that plot, and that she was going to have to say yes. Or she's going to have to give him something, or he's going to turn on his master. Dude is a rabid dog.
But the taunting of Jaime, which is so good, just watching Jaime's jaw bulge as...
Well, because what can he do? He's a one-armed man with probably one of the top-tier fighters in the whole of Westeros, taunting him about diddling his sister.
Does she like it rough? Would she like a thumb in the bum? I died laughing at that. So yeah, for villains, he is so much better than Ramsay. And he's kind of a change in the mold. You generally hate Cersei. You hated Joffrey. You hated Ramsay. Euron is different in that he has a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, and I think everybody wanted to see the Sand Snakes die, like from the get-go. And so he actually delivered on something that people wanted to see happen, for the most part.
Okay, next
Which
item.
transitions perfectly
to
Cersei's torture porn.
So for starters, Cersei definitely let the Sand Snakes off way easier, way less graphic than I had imagined. I thought for sure we were going to have some torture, some
head crushing,
some nasty mountain graphic stuff.
Yes.
And shockingly, she just more or less did the same exact thing that Ilaria Sand.
Except she has to watch and hang out with the corpse, I think, indefinitely.
Yeah. Although
we have a theory.
There could be some other options here. Which
we will discuss later.
Okay, yeah, we'll go over that in our prediction episode.
And then, riding the hotness of poisoning someone's baby, Cersei goes and finds Jaime.
Well, it's...
yeah, killing people's children is right up there with steak nachos.
Yeah. So, Cersei is hot and bothered, and she goes to Jaime's chambers.
And he is not that into it. I think he's still upset from Euron's taunting. And I think he's also a little nervous around Cersei. And the last part of my body that I would want inside of Cersei's mouth is my penis.
Yeah, I think he's
starting to
he's highly scared. He's known all along. So he is fully aware of what she has become and that she really lost the last of her humanity with.
But then he became fully erect and he only has enough blood to run the brain or the penis.
Yeah. Well, there's still a side of him that loves her and wants her to be,
Because he woke up in that bed looking like the cat that ate the canary.
He did. He woke up with...
Just call me angel of the morning.
There was a lot of regret on his face.
Yeah, and then Cersei's like, yo, come clean up this cuddle puddle. We done.
Oh, also, the girl that comes in... Did it seem to you like there might be something between that girl and Jaime, or something weird going on there?
Yeah, there was some flash and looks. I didn't recognize her.
I didn't either, and she may not be significant, but Cersei, it was like she's totally out in the open now with I'm queen and I'll do whatever the hell I want, which includes diddling my brother. Everybody knows it anyway. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
So Jaime gets his. Maybe he didn't want it. Winterfell gossip.
Jaden Smith comes back in the form of Bran and gives some stoner wisdom to his sister.
That was weird.
Yeah.
He's well.
You know that time overlaps, and so if we order the pizza now, it'll be ready when we're hungry.
No, he's out at the Godswood. She's talking to him, and he's essentially starting to replay her most horrific rape night she's experienced
in a tranquil voice.
Completely
like
just
a clear mountain pond,
just numb. He is just numb, which maybe plugging into that tree kind of fries
the waist
down. Yes, that too. Maybe it fries his brain a little or something. I don't know. I thought it was weird. I didn't like it. I didn't like the tone that he had. Prior episodes, he was not that way. So I don't know if when he's plugged into the tree, the Hold the Door episode where Hodor dies, and they take him away while he's frying Hodor's young brain, and maybe something went a little wacky in that experience, and now Bran is just sort of monotone.
Well, also
does not respond.
You make a good point though with that frying of the brain though, and with how he kind of doomed Hodor's entire life to live up to this one moment where he holds the door and dies. Maybe with that sense of, people just being casually damned over the course of time, he might not view things as necessarily good or necessarily evil anymore, but just as things occur.
He can see all things that have happened, and now he is essentially emotionally detached.
Yeah, he's seen so much horrible shit and so much good shit. He's just seen all the shit, and so nothing matters.
He's just been plugged into the Matrix for so long.
Yeah, I read the Encyclopedia Britannica one weekend, and I just turned into a sociopath afterwards too.
Yeah. So also little extra bits there. She's running things. She's preparing for the winter.
And some good advice from Littlefinger.
In comes Littlefinger with the don't focus on just one outcome and one thing. Plan for all contingencies. Yeah. Think about everything that could happen. Don't just fight the war in the north. Don't just fight the war in the south. Fight the war on all fronts.
Yeah.
Which seemed catchy, but kind of practical application of that. The hell's she supposed to do?
Yeah, but it was about time he actually contributed.
It was a good one-liner.
It was good. He needed a little bit of redemption. I hope he's back. I no longer wish him to get death by hound.
I still do.
Yeah. Or Brienne.
Or Arya. All right, next, banker Mycroft.
Yeah, no. So he's Sherlock's brother in a different life, and I can never remember. I don't even know if we've ever gotten his name. He's just the banker from Bravos.
Yeah,
Do they even announce him by name, or is it just like there's someone from Bravos to see you?
That's basically what they said this time.
Yeah.
Which was, we are the bank that collects on our debts. You don't want us to collect on our debts, and we think you're kind of losing your shit down here, so we're a little nervous.
And then her response is totally way out of line, just sitting there giving him a tough girl lecture to end all tough girl lectures. When I win, when I do this, I am amazing.
She did have a point, though, which is if Daenerys wins, she hasn't really been helpful to the business.
Oh, that's true.
The bank. She's not really in with the big banking industry there, so
probably should have made it as an appeal, unless as a lecture. Then, I think of course she's kind of a one-trick pony at this point of bossy pants.
Either manipulate with sex or tell everyone I will murder you if you don't do what I want.
And her jaw was probably tired out.
Yeah.
So 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
So that wasn't going to happen. She gets her way, and she actually made good on her promise by the end, which we'll talk about momentarily with what happened at Highgarden, but they definitely got their gold.
Yeah, oh God, yes.
So next, Tyrion.
And you were right about this. That was a sweet tie-in. That was a good call. The sewer invasion.
Yeah, Tyrion, who had created the sewer system to sneak in his prostitutes. that was particularly good. The downside, it didn't matter. The whole place was a ghost town, and they basically, Jaime had called an audible and decided, all right, if we got to give up one of these two places.
Well, it's the mistake. Yeah, it's the mistake that Tyrion made, viewing Jaime and his sister to think like his dad. His dad
would never give up Casterly
Rock, but
and
Jaime doesn't
Jaime
give a shit.
Yeah, and Jaime learned his lesson from
Robb Stark.
Yeah, so he did the same thing. It worked, and unfortunately, my estimation, Tyrion's prostitute tunnel planning, though it worked, it didn't really work.
Yeah, it was a huge success, but a failure.
To accomplish nothing.
Especially and when Captain Thumb in the Bum came running through with the black sails, torching the eunuch navy. Shit got rough real fast.
Grey Worm grabbing the dying archer. Where is everyone?
Yeah.
And then looking over his shoulder to see the giant ship arrive and just lay waste to...
Hey, y'all!
to every one of their ships. That was disappointing. But the problem was Jaime thought like Tyrion. Jaime called Tyrion's next shot accurately, and in the process landlocked the eunuch army.
Oh,
so now they're completely on the other side of Westeros.
Buffing it.
Yeah. What can they do? So
probably peace sitting down. Unconfirmed.
Okay, which brings us to Jaime, Highgarden.
Jaime wins Highgarden. Olenna wins Jaime.
We had a 3-second shot of Bronn, which was nice. Not enough, but nice.
That was the he's not dead, he's still involved type of, tip of the hat.
Jaime.
And confirmed that Lord Tarly had betrayed and had joined forces with the Lannisters.
Yes.
Because Randall Tarly, that twat, was hanging out with the Lannisters. I'm so angry at him. He's got a really punchable face, too.
He does.
How do they cast that role? Looking for dude everyone will hate. Oh, that's me.
They actually replaced him. He was a different actor last season.
Was he really?
Replaced him with another guy that looks just like him. So apparently they cast the number 2 from last season.
Indistinguishable. I hate them both.
So he comes. They don't really show the battle, which was the less expensive way of doing it, and they just played it off as
they fought shitty.
Yeah, Olenna was like, we never were really good at fighting. Now golden roses and pretty flowers. That's more our thing. But that scene at the end, Jaime goes in. She says, "Did we fight well, Jaime?"
As well as could be expected.
Not really. You guys were terrible. Comes in. She says, "How am I going to die?" Expecting it to be painful, but she's just so matter of fact. I don't give a shit with everything she says. Yeah. It's perfect. And Jaime tells her Cersei basically wanted to torture the shit out of you.
But I talked her out of it because I'm a good guy.
He really is, though. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah, but then she pushes his shit in as hard as she can.
So she proceeds to tell him to plant some seeds. Plant some seeds of...
Thanks for the poison. I'm dead. You can't hurt me. By the way.
Well, before that, Cersei is a vile monster. She did things not even I could have imagined.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I regret spreading her poison, and you've done it too. And he was having a hard time with that. I mean, his response to the monster comment was, maybe to you, she's a monster. Probably still trying to hold on to that blowjob.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, you could tell, he was back to his point of conflict. And then she drinks the poison. Is it going to be painful? No, I made sure it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Drinks the poison, and after she drinks the poison, Jaime wins the battle. Olenna wins the day.
Truly.
With the response of, I wanted you to know, your twat of a son. She calls him that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's Joffrey's sword, right? What do you call it? Widow's wail. What a twat.
You can tell that even Jaime was less than thrilled with the name of the sword, but couldn't dishonor his son by renaming it.
And when she responds, once she drank the poison, I understand as a father. She totally acknowledges, and Jaime does not deny. And she kind of even says, I'm not going anywhere. You might as well spill your guts to me because I'm dead now and you know it. I can't tell anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I killed your son. It was me.
It's a lot more brutal than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I've never seen it work before.
And basically, I think in that moment, Jaime was realizing this unholy alliance with him and Cersei against Tyrion, thinking Tyrion was behind all of it. Suddenly his world got rocked a little bit. It wasn't Tyrion ever. It was Olenna.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That's a good point.
Anyway, okay, that's going to wrap up.
Episode score?
I'd give it a 9.
I agree with the 9.
I thought it was good. It was the dialogue was great. A little bit heavy on some of the exposition, but it was well written. The acting was great. Props for several different people. Olenna, namely for me, but also Euron.
All right. J&M signing out.